Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Shantae and the Seven Sirens. So, in the last recording, I could not get to this point basically. I shouldn't even jump that far. Um, it's kind of impossible to show right now. We'll probably have to run through this whole section later, and we're probably going to do a boss fight. The only thing I can really say is that I did make a lot of use of the shield because there's a decent amount of archers that were shooting arrows, and that helped me keep my health up. Also, just not having to think about talking and recording while playing certainly made it easier. But it still did take 4 or 5 tries to do all the platforming to get over to this point, and you really didn't miss much. You missed. I said I was going to go like one screen ahead. I think in the end I probably moved about 3 screens ahead. Um, so yeah, interesting. I wasn't expecting to run into Holly at the top of this tower. Stop right there, Holly Lingerbean. I didn't know her last name was Lingerbean. Did she say that? Lingerbean is a weird name. Certainly. I guess the idea is there's a Holly Lingerberry? I don't know. Maybe this is a reference to somebody, or maybe this is a really, really dirty joke. It feels like if it is a reference to a really, really dirty joke, that'd be weird. Certainly. And the blue outfit for Shantae does kind of feel like her outfit colors have just been inverted, because you see the splash of black behind her. That seems weird. That feels like that should probably be white or a different color. Get lost. Can't you see I'm busy? But then I guess she has a splash of black on her outfits too. Although we haven't actually thought about this, maybe Holly's outfit has been inverted also. Maybe all the characters or main characters' outfits have been inverted. Some of the characters, clearly it hasn't been that case because they look exactly like they did in the previous game. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of the characters' outfits were swapped. I don't know how everyone back in Scuttletown lost their memories. It's been long enough for me to kind of forget that happened. But I'm guessing you're behind it all. Duh. Last thing I'd want is your dumb genie job. Okay, so she's just gonna admit she's the bad guy. So it was you. Snort. Okay, I'll level with you. You see, I'm not really a half genie at all. Which, yeah, it would have been a little weird if there was a lot of half genies, because in the previous game I think they said she was the only genie or half genie alive on the planet anyways. Okay then, what exactly are you? I'm a memory. I wasn't expecting that. We did see in the previous game like the souls of dead people kind of acting as memories as we went to a land of the dead. Not particularly an afterlife, but something sort of like that. And they didn't fully resolve that storyline as much as I thought I would have liked them to. A memory of the most important person of all time. What? No way, a memory can't be a real person. Oh please, when you're a true legend like I am, you can be anything you want. A long time ago, I was Tasseltown's smartest, most beautiful, brightest star. Okay. We're probably 2.5 hours into the game. It's a little late to be introduced to what's going on, but it does also imply there might be a decent amount of game here. On the other hand, I'm not sure I really want a longer experience if it's going to be a lot of platforming frustration. Ideally, after the frustration I just had, we will not really have that much platforming at all, and it will be more of an action beat 'em up game. That's where I'd like to see the balance shift. I'm not sure that's in line with the rest of the Shantae fandom. And certainly after doing all of that platforming, I had to really think about, did I ever actually beat Super Mario Bros. 1 all the way through? I think I may have done it like decades later. Did I ever actually beat Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3? Like, There's a lot of false memories. I imagine a lot of people who have nostalgia for those old platforming games. I imagine a lot of people saw their friends beat the games, a lot of people saw their siblings beat the games, or a lot of people just read about, heard about it, or even saw it much later on the internet, saw someone else beat the games. Because NES games like Mario Bros. 1, even good NES games like Mario Bros. 1, did have a severe tendency to have a low percentage of people that would actually beat the game. And even now, it is still close to 50% of everybody who buys a game doesn't actually make it to the credits. Let's see. I was summa cum laude, which I don't know what summa means there, but homecoming queen and Miss Tassel Town 3 years running. So she was basically a pretty girl cheerleader type personality. Okay. I was adored and celebrated with tributes, paintings, statues, and books all about me. Man, they must have really, really liked her if they're gonna do tributes, statues, paintings, and books, although we have seen statues of other characters in the previous game. Right, a lot of statues actually in the previous game. We haven't seen any of those yet, where it's statues of maybe topless women holding up platforms. Sigh, sometimes even I don't know how I got to be so amazing. Okay. So she's a siren, obviously, and she doesn't realize it. But then the stupid town was destroyed by a stupid sandstorm that lasted for 100 years. Hundreds of years. So lame. The memory of me was almost lost. Sigh. Fortunately, I ran into Wilbur. Wilbur? Here, boy. Num num time. And so this is Wilbur. And apparently he still remembers Holly, and thus Holly still exists. But then I guess that means if I beat Wilbur and don't kill him, I probably won't kill him. I haven't been killing any of the bad guys ever in this series. He won't forget her, and so she'll still exist. This also looks like this is a boss battle where we're going to run in circles, which is definitely going to be something different. But you could probably only do this once as a gimmick before it would get fairly annoying and bland. Whoa. That's an enormous worm. It's that enormous worm again. Man, I gotta read things right. Wilbur is a rare species of titanic coleopoda that feeds on neurotransmissions. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, I realized that in order to remain the strongest memory, I simply need to eliminate all other memories by feeding them to him. So, say so long to your friends. They're almost about to become worm food. Go on, eat. No. And so she can like magically extract their memories. You're a monster. Oh well. Since I can't seem to penetrate your dumb genie brain, I'll have to resort to something a lot more messy. Wilbur, Smasher. So this might be a bit of Devourer of Memories, Wilbur. So when we stand on this, when we walk over here, it puts a line on this. Let's see what happens when we do this. Alright. That's a weird angle, certainly. But we know what we're doing now. We're getting an eyeball. And I imagine what I'm supposed to do is something like this. This is not working very well. Okay. It's a slightly different idea. I thought I was just going to run around and attack people like this, but didn't quite turn out that way. So we wait for it to line up, and then we stand on the platform, and then it just fires. It fires at an incredibly unreasonable angle there. But I don't know exactly how you fix that. You probably need the control on the... Here, we'll go ahead and use a... I guess we'll eat a fruit. Yeah, you probably would need it so that you jumped on it at that point once it was loaded, and then she would just be standing on the cannon firing it. That way the visuals would look right. Alright, that loaded in. I don't know if that actually worked. It didn't. I must have been standing on the switch as the thing fell in. So it should be loaded now. It should fire now. And I kind of feel like this should just be the Nintendo 3 times. Like, I don't really feel like it is necessary to go through this multiple times. 1, 4. And see, I need to just pause and take a drink of water. Sorry, right in the middle of the fight. Probably isn't a bad idea to eat a monster egg also while we're here. That way, just in case there's like a second phase to this. Although there's really no good reason for there to be a second phase to this, since we've already had like a mid-boss fight with this guy in which we had to escape him attacking us. Yeah, I kind of would be surprised if they just kind of never get their memories back, and that's how we get a soft reboot of the game. Although, I don't know what really changes if you erase all the memories of all the characters in Scuttletown. It's not like all the characters really hate Shantae. Just the mayor seems to be always flippant about his decisions about firing her and hiring her back. So, like, you could potentially have to go through like all the character development and world building with all the characters in Scuttletown again, and Shantae would have to befriend all the characters, and that would allow them to potentially rewrite or just repeat character development and relationship development with the main characters. But I think I'd much prefer to see new characters too, as somebody who's played almost all of the previous games, with the exception of the first one. You fool, look what you've done. All those memories. They're free now, as they should be. But every memory should be of me. Well, I'm sure some of them are. They just can't all be. How dare you say that? I'm unforgettable. I'll show you. Is she fading? It's very weird to have just like one line voiced when you're trying to read it out loud. I imagine most people aren't reading it out loud though, so that's not a problem for most people. But it is strange that you'll hit A sometimes and just get text, and you'll hit A sometimes and you'll get a line of dialogue. So it seems like she's disappearing. Hmm. Ugh. What a pain in the rear. We got an achievement for beating that level. We're getting an achievement for beating every level. There might be something to the idea that since this was a Kickstarter game, we might be getting small portions of ideas and stories that were perhaps at one time pitched, instead of getting a more consistent singular storyline or quest that we've seen in previous games. I don't know if it really matters one way or the other. If you have a bunch of bespoke missions, you will have to do more writing and introduce more characters, but that's kind of what they like to do in Shantae series, so it kind of works out well for them. It'd be very weird if you were to play something like Mario Odyssey, for instance, and have them have every single star that you collect end up taking you on to a completely different world and introducing you to 2 or 3 new characters. Odyssey does introduce you to a few new characters, but a lot of them are very recognizable people from previous games. Let's see, welcome to the Genie Realm, take this transformation and enter the light. I think that's pretty much the same prompt every time. We now have the elephant dance. We're going very quickly here. Use the power to bash away obstacles. The power of dance. Alright. X is the dash, just like the monkey dash. And the elephant has that ability by default. The elephant seems to be animated very differently from the way I recall it being animated before. It's basically Shantae. She's got earrings and bracelets and everything. So before, it didn't really feel like she was actually transforming. And you can see, I guess, in the monkey that she has a little head bracelet too. But then when you look at the crab, with the exception of the big anime eyes, it just looks like a crab. I feel like the previous games were just kind of animating characters, not animating creatures that were direct transformations of what Shantae looked like.
Everyone's back to normal.
Yep, everyone's back to normal. That seems very weird to have everybody lose their memory and then just get back to the way they were. So Holly was behind all this. I suspected she was a memory vampire all along. Poor Holly. All this time, and she never understood. Our true legacy isn't what's written in the history books, but on the hearts of those whose lives we've touched. Well said, Softy. I'm not soft. I just have one foot in the grave, that's all. I still don't know how I'm going to explain all this to the mayor. Man, he'll probably forget all about it. Come on, we should make sure everyone's okay. Well now, with that behind us, I can finally get back to work. Now, where was I? Right, according to this blueprint, I need opposing shards to create a balance of positive and negative energy above the magnetic poles. Shards, as in dark magic and light magic. The instructions are explicit. I don't like the idea of messing around with dark magic, Uncle. When kept in proper balance, dark and light magic shouldn't pose a threat. But just in case, we'll be extra cautious. Okay? I guess so, Uncle. Suppose it is worth mentioning that, yeah, Shantae does come off sometimes as a bit of whiny and scaredy cat, considering how we're like 4 games in, and you would think she would be more willing to take on danger, particularly when you compare that to the actual like battles she does when the control is in the player's hands. Now, where am I supposed to find the dark shard? But yeah, on the other end, I wouldn't want her to get too much like Risky Boots. Risky Boots feels like she would be the character that would be totally willing to run headfirst into a conflict and never complain about it. The desert eagles are known to drop monster eggs, but nagas drop them more frequently. And see, if this was a 3DS game, clicking on something like nagas would tell me what a nagers is, which I'm not 100% sure what they are. Gators, the only creatures like that work for the Techno Baron. Seems like we're getting very basic hints now. A powerful relic was dropped into the sea near Main Street. There's a zombie standing over there. Alright. Oh. Is that a monster egg for me? So be it. Alright, so let's give the monster egg to him. We give her a monster egg. Nice. A fortress is built one brick at a time. So it is with your body. Never forget it. Here's a reward for your efforts. That is a big improvement for a monster egg. I have no need of that. And we have nobody to talk to here, so Sky's not going to tell us anything. It would be very nice to be at 250 points. There's nothing different in the bathhouse. Search behind the eastmost wall of the factory. Alright. There's an old woman who lives in the caverns beneath the factory. I hear she often buys extra race tickets for her grandchildren. Here's Roddy Tops. Roddy Tops, one of those characters that bounces around as much as Shantae does. Although she swings her hips side to side more than Shantae, who kind of bounces up and down. Yeah, it would be bad to not see Roddy Tops in the game. Cape Crustacean, that's the magic carpet races. Tickets can be hard to find. Apparently that's the next level we're going to. And yeah, I suppose it's worth mentioning there's a decent amount of boob jiggle when you bounce up and down for Roddy Tops. Use flame magic to cook monsters, maybe they'll drop some meat. Interesting thought. Hey, and it's the two co-ed girls that decided to work for one of the bad guys in the previous game. Yo. Hey, girlfriend. Twitch and Vinegar. Your ammo baron soldiers. Ammo baron, that's it. Don't worry. We're not here to cause trouble. We're on R&R. Anytime we're assigned a new station, we make it a point to sample the local flavors before things get ugly. We've heard the food here was to die for. I think there's a restaurant over on Main Street, but it's kinda on fire. No, not that foo-fooey stuff. We're here trying the gator steaks. We heard there's some kind of reptile lurking in the dark caverns of Mermaid Falls. 2 gator steaks served well done would be perfect. Make sure they're seared to perfection. Use a high flame to lock in all those juices. Yum. Pull this off and we'll give you our extra race ticket. So I think that pretty much tells us that we are going back to Mermaid Falls. So he's just saying the same thing as before, so he's got nothing new to say. But we can get a few more gems. Let's see. Item shop, item shop, item shop. Have we learned anything that we need to purchase? Like mirror to rebound attacks sounds interesting. Super attract sounds interesting, but probably not necessary. Reducing the magic you consume would be interesting, but I think reducing your damage in half is way more useful. The warp dance is not as useful as it could be. So I'm gonna take bikini armor, which standard video game proud tradition of having bikini armor. But it's not going to change her outfit. Alright, so bikini armor seems to be the only upgrade you get there. We're not going to get something that increases our attack even more. Storm Puff I could get for 40. And then I could do that, but I think it's probably best just to buy some mega potions. And then I don't think we can buy anything else. Alright. Get our mega potions up. And bikini armor is just going to be enabled as an item. They kind of struggle here on this menu to fit everything on screen, where it would have been fairly easy to have a second screen for the relics and key items and put in a world map. But it doesn't seem like they need a world map. What we do want to know is that lady gone? Yeah, she just disappeared. So we can't give her more monster eggs, unfortunately. Hey Snack Cakes, what's up? Don't call me that. Okay. So listen, I've always wanted to go to the big race with my brothers, but those two are dead broke. It's strange. I think it's worth mentioning. Yeah, Shantae seemed to never really have a problem with Roddy Tops being slightly lesbianic and flirting with her, or insinuating that she wanted to eat the brains of Shantae. Both have been standard Roddy Tops personality traits. So it's before Shantae would have just gone, yeah, okay. She would have gone along with it and just been uncomfortable to herself. Big race. The raceway at Cape Crustacean. Bring me 2 tickets to the race, and in return, I'll give you something nice. Roddy, why do you have to be so difficult? Roddy Tops does often come with some requirements. See, I just hit B, and it turned on the bubble. Why? We heard there's some kind of reptile looking. Yeah. I'm hitting the B button to move the story forward. Let's see. If we go down the options, let's see what it says the buttons do. Special ability is labeled as D, C, and R. I have no idea what D, C, or R really means in those cases. So, because this is really targeted for more of a Switch game, I guess they just remapped everything. But then the dance is the Y button, so at some point the Y button would have had to been mapped to a Z button or something. Yeah. I'm just used to hitting the B button, frankly. to go forward, or at least I've been doing that. Okay. We could probably find some small amount of stuff with the elephant smashing ability in some of these other areas, but I imagine not everything, and that would almost certainly increase the numbers of times we have to go back to areas. They clearly want us in this instance to to run through Mermaid Falls. And it's been a while, so apparently there's only, see what these guys look like compared. Wow, we have some super strong mermaid-like characters now. Techno Baron apparently has powered them up. Alright. How would I get past a walled section if I ran into a walled section? Is the question I want to ask. And see, I don't have like an attack or anything, so I can't break the item there. So we can see there's a large amount of stuff. And looks like a decent amount of it is just not going to be accessible. So it almost has the feeling that we really should just move fairly quickly through this, get some cooked gator steaks, and then call it a day. Because that's not gonna work. Let's see. And we're looking down, and I wouldn't be surprised if we end up having to look upward. Oh no. Let's see. Let's see if we turn into the monkey over here. Can we get up there? No. But we do need to use the monkey to get over here, and the monkey to get over here. We need the monkey to get over here. Oh, she fires from the lower section as well as the higher section of her body, which I guess that makes sense. We do see spikes all over there. We went through this portal before. Is there something we can do now? Yes. We now have the mermaid dance. Uses power to travel freely underwater. Okay. And I can travel freely. So, do I want to go all the way back underwater, or am I going to find out that the mermaid can't attack anything still? I think it's probably wiser to just keep moving forward. I wanna... Where did the warp dance go? Wow. So there's like 3 pages of this now. That's a lot of transformations considering the last game didn't have any. Seems like they're sort of overcompensating for what probably were some complaints about the game not having transformations. Wonder if these creatures are Nagus or Nagus, whatever. It definitely feels like now that we have all of the... Let's see, can we get squashed? Interesting. I imagine they never expected that to happen. Let's see. It still kind of feels like you're just going to get some kind of flying ability at some point. Well, that was a big fall. We can see up there that there's some things that can be broken. Yeah, let's just go all the way. All the way back to the beginning of the game. And let's just investigate. 1, 2, 3. Yep, she does not have any kind of attack at the moment. So if you stay on land, you'll move incredibly slow. If you go down here, you wouldn't be able to break that probably ever anyways, but yeah. And these sunken souls seem to be probably 10 in total throughout the whole game, or maybe there's like 30 in total throughout the whole game. Still can't break that. And there's no transforming underwater. So we know that there's some other ability you're gonna get. Can't push, can't break. We found the gallery key. That's nice. There's no secret passage down that way. Still don't know if we are going to see any secret passages. And then that certainly gives more reason for these type of creatures to exist now. Because you know that they'll be in the way. Yeah. If I'm supposed to hit this, I don't think I can at the moment. I mean, you can get up there, but unless you're supposed to jump, change, and then do that. And that didn't work either. So I just assume you're not supposed to be able to reach that. Also assume that you're not supposed to be able to reach in there. We're wasting a decent amount of time here. Trying to find secret passages, trying to find things that would maybe open up to a different area. Come over here, come over here. And then at this point, I'm gonna work my way back down. That way I can investigate more. And we'll have to keep an eye on the number of monster eggs we find, because if I run into enough of them, there's a decent argument to eating one. Getting a decent amount of health. Probably could use a little bit more rupees. Nothing up here that I can reach. Yeah, and I think that probably is the direction that we went in the main game. So that probably is just the entrance to the factory. The question now is, was there something more up here? Or did we see it all? I think we may have seen it all. Yeah, we came over here. And then in the fall, there's a hole conveniently placed so you fall further than you really need to. Could probably just dance to the next section. Yeah, that probably would be the easiest way to just move forward here, is just to dance to the next section. But whatever, we made it. Go ahead and save, because it takes nothing to save. Alright, so we'll switch to Fireball. And our goal here is to, let's see, let's do that, and then fire. Come on, come on. Finally, we got gator steak. That took more work than it should have. And we just have an electric zapping, it hurts you when you touch it, character. What do we have down here? Something that we apparently need to crab for. Interesting. There's definitely a blobfish down there. So there's several collectible blobfish. I feel like Blobfish Kids are some reference to some other game, but I can't off the top of my head think of what it is a reference to as far as which game. Is there anything over here? Or is this just kind of pointless? Feels like it's a kind of pointless section. Alright, so B B B B B B B B B B B B B B B B. Got a gator steak at the trade-off of a lot of stuff, though. What we don't have here is the fish jumping up and grabbing people anymore. So getting through this whole factory a second time is actually way easier than the first time. Which I appreciate that, because if you're gonna make me go through this kind of content, I definitely don't want to have to go through it in a challenging format twice in a row. So I can just kind of swim. Nope, not quite. Still gotta do some of this. I can stop at that point, get health, come back and transform into this. I do have a defensive technique, which is interesting because that might mean that you don't really need the bubble as a spell, and you can just kind of play with the game as it is. Do any of the other monkeys or characters have a defensive technique? Not really. Yep, we will definitely be back to all of this. To the point where it's probably not really worth your time to go any further. We could grind out a little bit of gator steak certainly, but there's a decent chance here this is all just going to be a waste of time. Alright, well, this seems like Mr. or Miss Blobfish. Let's talk to him. Oh, hi there, young lady. I'm Grandma Blobfish. I'd offer you to sit for a spell, but I'm in a kerfuffle right now. My grandkids have run off, you see. Keeping tabs on these little rascals is like raking snakes over dry cereal. They're right around here somewhere. Could you spare some old time for this, for some time for an old woman? Sure. That's wonderful. Here, I've got something for you. Crab claw. It'll help you slice through all that grassy stuff. There are 5 blood blobfish kids in all. Please tell them it's time to come home to Graham. Okay. So yeah, that was worth it. That's a weird visual glitch I'm seeing. But now we can get rid of the grass. Which maybe means we can get all the blobfish kids. 3. So did we miss 2? I feel like we did. Oops. It's weird they have some platforms you can jump through and some platforms you can't. Sadly, you can't just hold down X to kill all the grass. You have to hit X and then move forward and then hit X again. We still have other kinds of barriers that will exist. And that doesn't cut the flowers, which kind of would make sense if the claw cut the flowers. Alright, so that's one. So it seems like we will get them all. We are strangely though, getting farther and further from the main goal, which we're not 100% sure what the main goal is, just helping our uncle build the dynamo, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because we haven't been confirmed that the 7 sirens even exist, and that what we're collecting right now as far as transformations and powers have anything to do with the big bad that allegedly is coming. Let's see. Last blobfish. There we go, we've got them all. So, then move as fast as possible through all of this once again. Gotta be fairly careful here. We're about to we could die. And then we'll use our monkey bullet, which, what's this? You found my grandkids? No. You gave the blobfish kid. Oh my, you found them. This makes me fit to burst with rapturous joy. I'd like to give you something in return. Let me check my creepy handbag. We got a race ticket. So we needed to, so it was a real smart move not to leave early. That's a ticket for something or other. It came in the mailbox, postage paid, so it's probably something you folks are into. Off you go now. I'm sure these are all my actual grandkids, but if not, you weren't close enough, and that's what matters. So yeah, I think there's an argument to keep going forward. I don't know if I want to do the whole slide section again, though. That would be a nightmare. Okay. I also don't want to waste a bunch of time trying fancy jumps. I mean, it's nice that the water saves you, but then you have to do the transformation again. I want to just jump up straight. And yet, game does not seem to want to work with me there. It looks like the pinchers are closed. It's kind of like you have to work your way forward a little bit. Like you go up and then to the left and right and just kind of wiggle. Maybe you're supposed to press up. Maybe that's the trick. I didn't even have a really good opportunity in that case to... Yeah, it's up. So, get here, get to the edge, press up. There we go. Ah, this is too frustrating. Let's just hope this is right. Whistle use. Like, I'm just gonna hope that we got the 2 stakes we needed to get. There was 2 people on the ground. And we got a ticket with the blobfish. I'm hoping that we'll have some kind of rocket up or flying ability later on that makes a level like that more doable or easier to do. Plus, this gives me a great opportunity to actually use the bathhouse and fully refresh. And then we'll come over here and what do we want to buy? We don't have enough to upgrade those. We could reduce our magic by half, which might be useful. Super attract I don't think it's very useful. Mirror I don't think it's very useful. See, I think what I'd want is probably this and then this. Now we have a scimitar option to replace our super pike balls, which the scimitar was from the previous game, not the game before the previous game where the super pike balls were from the previous the game 2 games ago. So they've kind of merged the concepts. Let's see how the Storm Puff seems to just do its thing. We do have an art gallery key. Let's see what that does. We should have broken the jars. If you find all 10 gallery keys, I'll give you something or other. Alright, and then you press up, and we've unlocked some concept art of Risky Boots, which I don't feel like Risky Boots had these kind of bell-bottom pants before, so maybe they've swapped some things out. I also don't feel like Shantae had that kind of pants. I guess she does. They've made them a little bit more prevalent. Of course, there's a decent chance of spoilers here, isn't there? So we won't really want to check any of this again until the end of the game. It's a little weird to put the art gallery also inside the game instead of just on the main menu, but why not both? You know, both probably work fairly well as an idea. Yep. So let's turn over the stakes to these 2 and get the other ticket. Are those gator stakes for us? See, the problem here is the B button is either the right button or the X button is the right button. Yeah, I guess maybe it's the X button I should be pressing to talk to people. Oh man, this is one succulent slice of gator. Melts in your mouth. Smack. What do we owe you? Alright. Those extra race ticket. Here you are then. See you around. Bye bye. Now, I don't know why specifically she needed 2 race tickets. So, about the secret mission. Shh. She's back. Act natural. So, there's a secret mission. And apparently we'll have to figure out what that is later. Oh yeah, race tickets. Did you get 2 of them? Yes. You gave a race ticket. What a pal. As promised here, we got the Dark Shard. Interesting. Oh wow, that's just what Uncle was looking for. What were you doing with a shard of dark magic anyways? Don't ask. Say, why don't you join us? You could meet Abner, Poe, and me at the raceway. No thanks, Rowdy Tops. It's been a busy day. Come on, gotta enjoy life while we still can, right? I'll think about it. Right now I've got to get to Shard to Uncle. But how in the world are things gonna be balanced if you're only putting the dark shard in the machine? Can I buy anything at all with 34? Nope. We could... There might be an achievement for visiting the bathhouse multiple times. But... it might be quite a lot of times. Alright, well... let's talk to Uncle and see what happens. This clearly is just gonna move us to the next mission. You're back so soon and with a dark shard, no less. You're still not worried about... you're still not worried, are you? Sorry. There's really nothing to worry about as long as the magic is kept in proper balance. Nope, here. You gave the dark shard. The shard goes on top, see? And just like that, 2 more components and our worries will be over. What now? Who's this guy? Never seen this guy before. Can you keep a secret? Some kind of merman, AV guy, like audio guy. No. Psst, psst. A heist. Shh. I was working under a vehicle, so they never saw me. But I heard their whole thing. This is gonna happen at Cape Crustacean during today's big race. If they find out who squealed, I'm a dead man. I was never here. Really, just like these missions come out of nowhere. Cape Crustacean, that's where the annual magic carpet races are held. I don't think I've seen a magic carpet in this game at all. It would be believable that there would be magic carpets, but I haven't seen any. I guess also Tassel Town was destroyed, so we didn't see a town full of tassels on like carpets or curtains, nor did we see a town with a bunch of ladies or statues wearing tassels / pasties. An act of foul play could put hundreds of innocent spectators at risk. Here, a map to Cape Crustacean. There we go. Thanks, Uncle. Good luck with your machine. I'm off to the races. I guess with the spinning imagery here, you know that the planet is probably not Earth. Like, this would be a really weird depiction of the solar system. But also, this could be Earth hundreds of years in the future, and this could be, it could be thousands of years in the future, and planets could have moved out of alignment. Although, it's probably unlikely that would ever happen before the entire solar system exploded. There is a indication here I should go check out Main Street. Do I think I have enough of a reason though to go check out Main Street though? Because I could like maybe get one thing and maybe that's... I'll explain on the way. Ready to lift off? Okay, climb aboard. So Cape Crustacean. So it seems like in this case we are going to be going around a very large globe. So there's 2 more collectibles hidden somewhere in this area, which is questionable how I'd even find those. Probably I'd get them by finding items and returning them. There's a heart container and 2 other items on Main Street. And I could probably get like 1 thing there. Is it worth getting at the moment? Or should we just move forward with the story? Because let's say... I don't think it would be a linear story item that you would collect or need. I think it would probably just be a slightly helpful item. We can see there's a ton of stuff on Mermaid Falls to collect. There's a ton of stuff at Tasseltown to collect. As we're going forward, it seems like we'll have a magic carpet area in the sky, which might mean more platforming, unfortunately. And then there's a swamp area clearly on the right. If it's like the last game, I don't know if we can run into too many of the other kinds of environments. Like, I don't think you're going to run into much of an industrialized area or modern area, and I don't know what other kinds of areas would even potentially be there. Now, what's weird is if you're pressing X to talk to people, why do I have to press A to save? Would somebody please tell me what this is all about? And what's she doing here? Yep, she still doesn't like Roddy Tops. It seems almost like they're fighting over the affection of Shantae, and Shantae is fairly oblivious. Hey, be grateful she shared her tickets with us. Now listen up, you guys. The mystery man back in Scuttletown believes that there'll be a large-scale heist during today's big race. Someone's after the magic carpets, and everyone's a suspect. I'm going undercover posing as one of the pilots. Sky and Bolo, you two will watch from the stands, and Roddy Tops, I'm working with the pit crew. Well, and she gets a whole new outfit here. Check this out. I'm a zombie pit girl. Yeah, WayForward really loves to draw these characters in different outfits. Although they haven't done that too much so far in this game. They may be running out of weird fetish style outfits to put them in. Or just unique outfits to put them in. Maybe fetish is the wrong word there. I'm sure the fans will eat it up. Not if she eats them first. Shush you two. Sounds like you're on deck. Let's do it. Good luck, everyone. We may be in a race section. Alright. So, yeah. We are making decent progress, and with any luck we won't change anything here. Yeah, you can either toggle super pike ball or pike ball, but not both at the same time, which that seems like that's fairly obvious. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna do a race section here, much I imagine like the sliding down the ramp section. We've got a decent number of potions. We now know that the food items we'll be collecting are steaks, oranges, and monster eggs, unless oranges and steaks and monster eggs get upgraded at some point, which they might. We are one more of the original game transformations. More of those needs to be collected, and then there's a whole second group of transformations, at least 3 more of those, and then there's a third group of new ability new transformations, which at that point it is getting fairly a large list of 12 different transformations that you may only use a few times in the game. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.